From Radio Maverick to mentalist, Augustin drops truth bombs while I cook up Eurasian curry devil. I'm Chef Chris, and this is HOTPLATE SG60.
Okay, so I want to make sure that things are gonna look good, really sound good as well. I love the key light. The key light is perfectly fine where it is, but I think framing is what we need to kind of work on here. So I'm not sure what you have going on right now, but I think just for the start, you want to come in and have me fill the screen so that I can dominate just for the shot, right? And this other camera, can I have it come in a bit more, please? I don't know where you pan. Yeah, so that we want to have that cutaway shot. That's fantastic. So I think this is perfectly fine. Let's try and make something happen here. Okay. So, hi, welcome to SG60. I forget the name of the show, but we can fix that at post anyway. But we want to do something very special here. We're going to examine the history of.
Show Augustin is hijacking my show.
Wait, hang on. Sorry. What do you mean your show? Sorry.
My show.
I was brought in for a guest spot, so I thought I should do what I do.
The key word is guest.
Okay, so...
Okay.
All right. When you're a guest on a show and you're supposed to be a chef, do you cook? Okay, so yeah, you're welcome to join me. Let's put together a show on the fly.
Let's see where this goes, Joe.
Yes, I'm always open to work with a non-professional.
You're still hijacking my show.
Sorry.
Now you go cook.
No. I know my limits. Actually, I don't.
Joe, welcome to HOTPLATE SG60.
Well, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
We all grew up listening to you. Not the younger generation, but your voice came on very often on the radio, and you stood up from the rest because we didn't know what you were going to say next. Yeah. And it was very exciting to hear that, to anticipate, is he going to say something really off color, right? It's like, wow, I would deem that period of your life as Joe the Maverick. I mean, what was it like? You were really iconic, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, thank you very much for saying that. I wasn't always that guy. I mean, I took some time to become that person. I was able to listen to some, not only listen to some American radio, but the best of the American radio shows. So when I listened to those, I was like, okay, this is amazing. I've always described myself as the world's youngest 40-year-old, and that was when I was in my 20s. I've always been a very old man in terms of how I look at things. And what I did was I developed the communication skills to bring that up. So I was trying to do comedy, be funny, and it developed as it was growing along with my other partners as well.
Your remarks barbs had some hidden social commentary to it, right? I mean, you were critiquing certain things in Singapore.
Behavioral things. I had all the freedom to speak because I had a very fundamental belief, right? You have the freedom to say anything you want, but you're accountable for it, right? And that combination is all you need to worry about in life. So people always say, like in Singapore, you can't say that, you can't say that. Actually, no, it's not. You can say anything you want, as long as you're prepared to back up what you say. It can't be just I have a feeling about it. I tend to check a little bit and say, is this true? So I check myself for bias ahead of time.
Oh, okay. So that's doing quite a bit, no? Versus what we have nowadays on social media, right? Well, do you miss those days?
I do and I don't. I spent an entire day thinking about what to say, and then in the 4 hours I was on, I said it. So that can sound like a very long day. It can sound like a big process, but at the same time, it's kind of a joyous thing to be able to do. If the job is to make you laugh, come up and say something interesting to make you go, aha, wow, or touch you. I mean, it's not a terrible job, right? If your life is all about trying to move an audience emotionally, take them to a happier place, sadder place, maybe angry place, whatever it is, it's a tremendous job.
So you are the Black Swan, right? I mean, you came in with the right personality at the right time, did that, and that's it.
I didn't start on morning radio. I started doing the evening show for Class 95. And this is at a time when no one wanted to do a morning show. I was one of the few people who said, I want to get the morning show. I want to do the morning show.
Why did you want to do the morning show? Because you
Because
felt that people were more alert to listen to you, or was it just is convenient time for you?
The responsibility for a morning show for me was, I am here to make it worthwhile for you to pay attention. I'm here to get your attention, to pay off on it. And at the end of the whole process, you're pleased that you gave it to me.
Yeah. You got it. You got a lot of people's attention. Now let's move on from Joe the Maverick to what I see is the next step, Joe the Renaissance man. I mean, it's incredible the amount of things you're involved in and skilled in. Crypto, from trading crypto, of which you have trained people on to a certain degree, to being a consultant on technical things like on how to set up your own podcast. I mean, what goes through your mind? You're very much a polymath, and you're the thing that drives you.
I have an overtuned sense of confidence, as in the sense that what I do is I learn about stuff and I go like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. This makes sense. And I make sure I go through a lot of learning. And the other part of it is evidence that I'm successful at such things. Right. So one of the things that I did when I was young, which drives people nuts, is that I learned to swim from a Ladybird book.
Okay.
Right? So Ladybird has got this book, How to Swim and all that, and I love Ladybird books, and I was reading. It's not that there was zero input by people about swimming.
Okay.
They put me in the water, but I got the books and I began to be quite good at it. And then, of course, it combines later on with other stuff. I got a reasonably good coach. And then ultimately, in terms of performance, I was a pretty good swimmer. So I was in Singapore. At one point, I was number 8. But what I always worked on was technique. How do you get good at the technique? So what I had, in the case of swimming, was an incredible stroke.
Which one was it? What's your favorite?
Oh, just freestyle.
Okay.
And to give you an idea of the kind of athlete I wasn't, I performed really well in that event, 50 meters. And I was really good over 47 meters. It was really...
What happened to the last 3 meters?
I always would run out of energy, but I had expended so much energy in the first 47. I kind of coasted the last 3, and I still managed to do quite well.
It's amazing.
But it's all about technique. So I'd always learned that technique is everything. I want to do things well. So I picked up magic and I picked up little things and I said, I want to do it well. And I learned it at a professional level. I tried to do that. So it's doing stuff like that, and then putting yourself out there sometimes in a way that you shouldn't, right? I mean, like the path to a professional magician's life is actually supposed to take years and years and years.
Was that really an intention to reach a professional standard of magic, or was it a hobby? I mean, a lot of people do hobbies, right? They had never that intention. Or do you do everything with that intention to be in the top 10% or?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I'm interested in doing it. It doesn't mean that I succeed in every single thing I do, right? So I do really try in the things that interest me. I look at the different things that I do and I say at least 3-5 of them I'm the top 5% in the world. I know my skill.
Fascinating. That's fascinating. How would you advise Singaporeans to do this? To be more of a polymath? Is there enough time, for example, in the pressure cooker of Singapore?
There's definitely enough time, but it's all to do with the mindset, right? Because if people have difficulty believing that you can do more than one thing well, right? It's also protection for yourself. Right? A lot of people do say that about themselves to also protect themselves from others, right? So if everybody believes that you can only do one thing well, everybody's got a secure life. But when it comes to jobs, when it comes to skills, when it comes to talents, we have a very strong belief that no, this is not compatible. And there's some cases of where it isn't compatible. I had a guy who was very much into bodybuilding and getting stronger, but he was also a violinist. And he had a real choice to make because it affected if you build your
Yeah.
strength too
Understood.
much, the brute strength,
Yeah.
then your light touch
Yes.
is a bit affected. So he had to make a choice about that. But there are other choices that aren't mutually exclusive. Yeah.
Correct. Wow.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next space, which I see that you are already displaying. I'm going to call it Joe the Oracle, because
Say Joracle is easier.
yeah, Joracle. I've been watching some of your podcasts, the international podcasts, which you have with two other partners.
The
And you
No Show.
discussed, the No Show.
Yeah.
You discussed geopolitics,
The
global
environment,
warming, the environment,
Health,
things like
yeah,
that.
science.
Wow, from highly technical skills to mentalism now to political and socio-economic commentary. What gives you?
When I get ready for a show like that, I'm going to study. I'm going to learn and make sure I understand what I understand. And if it is something that I don't understand, I'm not going to pretend I do understand, right? So I make sure that I make sure that I personally feel, first of all, that I'm worthy,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So this conversation we're having, for instance, it's not a planned conversation, but part of my brain somewhere in there has processed it
You
already.
processed it, definitely. So I'm curious to know something from the Joracle.
Okay.
Where do you think AI will take us? Is it good or bad?
AI is going to take us is a totally different way of living, of being. People who think that they are immune to AI, or at least being influenced by it, are just not aware of it. So I know with the microphones and cameras around, the film industry, I mean, it's been radically changed by how AI works. Hollywood, and all the different unions there have tried their best to try to prevent it from changing. But they're actually holding back a tsunami, right?
Yeah.
Because you can stop everybody who is in the creative arts as you know it from launching something using AI, but everybody else who isn't in that field now can actually play the game, right? So to me, that's the radical change that's coming. That's the difficulty that we are going to face, because the change is going to happen to everybody. Like, for instance, I do a lot of writing right now with the help of AI, which writers and authors are going to go like, wow, that's not really writing. And I go like, well, if I can come up with some really interesting ideas, flesh them out, direct the AIs to do the research for me, and then I can come back with it. I'm authoring. Maybe I'm not writing the way you feel it is, but I'm creating something, and if it's of value, if it's arguably of value, then it's valuable.
My opinion is that who are going to be the winners and losers in AI? I think it depends on the culture and the type of people.
By the way,
AI is gaming the system. AI is allowing you to game it.
AI is a
the
tool.
skill of gaming
Yeah.
is a skill that is learned in certain cultures more than other cultures, or societies more than other societies.
What Singapore is, I always feel is that it's a very special set of rules to sit on top of the nature of man. So Singapore is in that sense is evolved because we are not serving our most primal desires and needs. We put culture and values on top of it, so that we go like, I would like to, but I won't, right? And the design,
cultures and values, I think it's a euphemism, but it's like there are fines, right? There are fines. The rule of the heavy hand, or you get punished. I mean, sometimes it's not voluntary, right? I mean, if there weren't heavy fines or whatever, we do it. It's like for smokers, smoking, chucking a cigarette, that's instinct, right? But it's stopped by a seriously heavy penalty, right?
It's actually a system, right? So it's about building a system, a way things work, right? So Singapore works the way it does to me, because what I do is I make the rules and the obligations very obvious to everyone, so that it's no longer the laws that are actually going to keep you held back. It's going to be partly you, and then it's going to be your neighbor. Your neighbor is the one that's going to be policing you, right? And then not in a very heavy-handed sort of way, but your neighbor knows the rules, right? So you can be smoking and you throw your cigarette. If no one's watching, let's put it this way. You might look around and go like, Ken? Okay, no, right? No witnesses. You go like, oh, maybe I'll get away with it, right? But you wouldn't do it in front of somebody else. So Singapore's got this thing going, and I heard about it in Germany as well. Like Germany, at a road crossing and the light's not green, and when you want to cross the light when it's not green, your fellow pedestrians are going to stop you. For them, they've got a value built in as well that helps them. The reason why they do it is because they say the children might be watching, right? So we have that value built in. I think Singapore's system is a bit different. Singapore is actually equal pain. If I am going to have to suffer, then you are going to have to suffer.
Okay. Yeah. Get it. I get it. You recently became a Singaporean after many years of being Australian PR and Malaysian, right?
And a few days from now, I'm actually going to go in there and take the oath at Singapore ICA. So this is literally
amazing
in between. Amazing. As we speak, I'm not Singaporean yet.
But very soon to
almost,
be.
Almost.
What do you love about this country?
I love the platform it allows us to build our lives on. I want to be very clear as well, because it's very possible I might cry, but when I cry, it's not because of I'm getting this overwhelming feeling of love or national fervor. I have a really weird thing that I'm working out with, for myself, is that when I get into profound areas and there's something profound to say, I might start crying. The Singapore platform is a system that's designed for you. It's a very stable platform on which to build things. Right, so you go like, if I want to do this, it's pretty clear what my risks are. It's not an infinite possibility in terms of risks, whatever it is. So when you want to do business in Singapore, you say, I want to open a restaurant. There's not a whole bunch of things you don't know that are going to just show up later, that are going to be mysteries to you. It's all up front, right?
Stability, transparency, when there is a lot of clarity, the majority of it is clear. Hey. Very, very handsome Joe. How old were you then?
21 years old. This is class 95. We always actually dreaded the idea of class 95 because it was actually launched as this idea that we're going to be classy. So back in the day, Radio Romaco launched its attack, so to speak. So back in the day,
this Romaco, Batam, great rock music. Loved it.
So the situation at that particular point for Singapore was, even with no competition, radio listenership was about 40%. It was that bad, right? So Radio Romaco launches Zoo 101.6. That big pop station that everyone went for. And then, of course, there's a huge move. Everybody began to listen to it, and and it was a problem for Singapore radio from a defense perspective, because now your audience is listening to another source. So they launched a counter to that, which is Perfect 10, right? So Perfect 10 came out, and then they thought, yay, we win, right? Then Romaco came up with the next offering, which was Coast 100. Coast 100 is easy listening. It's like the sounds of waves and very mellow talk and all that. And Coast 100 was actually doing a lot of damage as well. It took a lot of audience. And so Singapore actually said, okay, we don't know how this is done, so we're going to look for somebody to do it. And they launched this big, huge search in their mind into the US, right? So, Singapore style of doing a big search like that is classifieds. So they put a classified ad, for the market there in the US, right? So you're thinking, wow, big opportunity, we're gonna get everything. And this is the truth. One man showed up.
It's him.
And we are seriously so lucky that it was Steve Sundberg, because Steve was someone who understood what format radio was about. Steve was someone who was programming a music station using data, as in like we did music tests.
Yeah.
We actually found out we didn't just say like, oh, I think
I like this song. Yeah, it's a cool song.
Yeah. So we actually found out that Singapore had a favorite song, an all-time favorite song. Like that everybody just it scored above and beyond everything. And just for your curiosity.
Yeah, I'm curious. What is it? What?
Yesterday by the Beatles.
Oh.
At that time, right?
At that time.
It was the song. It tested the best.
Yeah. Okay, Joe. Hope you're hungry. It's an amazing conversation. I'm just so intrigued by so many of your erudite comments, but we have to eat. So let's go cook. Joe, we're going to be making curry devil.
Joe is Eurasian, part of one of Singapore's oldest communities, descended from Portuguese, Dutch, and Asian intermarriages. Though small in number, Eurasians have left a deep mark on law, music, and public service and contributed to the growth of Singapore. Devil's Curry is uniquely Eurasian, a festive firebomb born from local seasoning and leftovers.
Every Eurasian son must have curry devil, whether it's got ham bones, bacon bones, sausage.
You know your curry devil.
That's the politics,
Okay, here goes in the rempah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh man.
and the rempah is ginger, chili padi,
Yep.
garlic, dried chili, and onions. We blend it all together and we cook it.
And this is the part where you talk about the activation, right? The more you heat it here, the more you release the oils and all that. So if you want to make this Angmo friendly, we just touch and go with the fire, right?
Actually, the rempah must always be cooked down properly, especially for Singapore or Malaysian cuisine. Bacon bones, what you mentioned earlier, crucial, very unique to Eurasian cooking.
Fundamentally, it's all a little bit of leftovers from Christmas.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
The whole feeling, all the food around that time.
And I understand from Eurasian aunties that curry devil comes from the Kristang word debal. I don't know what that is. So it's not actually curry devil.
Right.
This is hardcore, right?
Yep.
Old school hardcore. Look at that. Carrots, pickled cucumber. Gorgeous. Oh, look at that. Love it. Nothing like leftover sausages from Christmas dinner.
The best one is tulip out of a can.
Yeah. You're right.
Sausages, right? Is that kind of
Oh
consistency?
goodness. You know your curry devil. Just to make it even more evil, mustard.
Mustard, okay.
And finally, potatoes.
Right. So you've pre-roasted them, I noticed.
Yep.
You far exceeded the threshold, I think, for many Eurasian families. Now this is senior auntie level. This is the daughter-in-law who wants to win the full approval. Wants to inherit all the land.
Look at that.
Wow.
Okay, we're done. We're gonna eat.
So, curry devil. Okay.
Wow.
I know you're on keto, so quinoa.
Oh, well done. Yeah, actually, it's one of the great things that people don't think enough about. Is how you can use quinoa in your diet as well. It's a nice replacement for rice.
Yep.
And it's more protein. Not completely free of carbs, but it's much more protein. Yeah.
Have you tried making cauliflower rice?
Well, that was the other thing I was about to suggest, but after you worked so hard, I didn't want to say. It's like,
Thank goodness.
you bring the quinoa.
Thank
I go like,
goodness. Thank goodness.
cauliflower
Yeah,
rice.
right.
Cauliflower
Okay.
rice is great. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Chicken. Don't forget the other good stuff.
Yes. We need low grade sausages. Not an insult.
Yeah.
Devil.
You need some of this timun, which has been
The pickle.
pickled. Okay, hang on. I need to find the bacon bone for you.
If you don't find it soon, I'm going home.
I can't tell. Try this. It could be bacon bone. Try it. All right. Okay.
Okay. If you want to look good on camera with food, first of all, it's the action always stops before it even gets your mouth.
Yeah.
So it's like talk, and then start talking like this, and then it's like you're eating.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's no real eating going on, right? But if you want to, the trick is always to eat small mouthfuls.
I can't master that.
Yeah.
I just can't master that.
So
Okay.
this is about learning and growing. Okay. The small mouthfuls, and the secret also is to keep your mouth small as you're eating.
No, I just want to eat, Joe.
Let's see, can we correct me up?
Oh,
See, too big lah. You taking this big, small,
that is good, Joe.
dainty,
That is good.
In that way, you can have something in your mouth. You can talk. I know he's getting away with more food, but that's the way.
I've zoned out on the food.
I know. I'm trying to pass on another useless skill that I've learned along the way for someone who's making a cooking show. So to successfully eat while talking, you actually have to minimize your load. I know you're enjoying. You're enjoying. For you, it's like robust loads of meat and goodness. Yeah. So basically, like everybody you've seen on Instagram or whatever, it's all fake. People are the people who look good eating, they're not enjoying themselves.
Even the food sometimes is fake.
Oh, by the way, that's great. Really, really good. Thank you very much. Like I said, you actually put in more ingredients than we usually do. We have a simpler double, but this is great. And the thing that you did differently from how I might actually is you went further with the Rempah. You fully activated it.
Yeah.
Which can be the undoing of your more European relatives who come to the party. But yeah, this is great. This is really nice.
From keto swaps to cultural spice, we stirred more than just curry today. With Joe Augustin at the table, even bacon bones sparked debate. I'm Chris, chef and historian. This was HOTPLATE SG60. Real talk, real flavors. Stay curious.